Terry, hello, mate.
Mr. Sebastiani, hello, mate.
How are you?
Frustrated, but
Yeah. Oh well, first off, you just got to say thanks to Simo and Cruz. I guess they're the story tonight. I think two stalwarts of the club. Unfortunately, we couldn't give them a win, but I think that's just where we're at the moment, isn't it?
Unfortunately, and this was the fear of mine, that he would go out the way he came in a loss, and it just kind of resonates with what he experienced in his career, and it was just unfortunate. I mean, look, to be fair, there was some fight back and some spirit, but why we let ourselves get into that second quarter hole is it's beyond me, mate. Honestly, it sucked the life out of me.
Yeah. Oh, I think it was funny. Like I put on Twitter, I was just waiting for it. We hit the front at quarter time, and I was like, all right, when's it coming? When's it coming? And right on cue, a 5-goal swing just arrived, and it was. I think we actually won. Not that it means it doesn't. It's meaningless, but I think we actually outscored them in every other quarter.
Just goes to show how big the gap in game, our best and our worst, can be.
Yeah, I think for me, there's a lot of look. I know we didn't have Cripps and Doherty out there, and obviously Cripps is not. He's not been 100% for quite some time, I think. And him coming back on with the shoulder tonight was just look. I'm sure he probably would have said, "Look, I'll go back out there for Simo," but mate, he was struggling. He's been struggling for a while now. His numbers are still relatively okay, but just his influence on games is just not. It's not been up to his lofty standards. And then just that second quarter. I mean, what do you say, mate? I mean, are we at a point where? Are we at a point where in the fifth year of this, like we just continually accept the whole, it was honourable. They put in for Cade, they put in for Cruz. They fought back in the third quarter. For me, that's just schoolboy shit. That is just schoolboy, bottom of the table rubbish. And I think our supporters deserve better. I think people who sponsor the club deserve better. And people saying, "Oh, it's okay, it's okay." You only have to look at Teague's reaction at half time to see that it's not.
It's about time we saw it from him, if I'm fair. I mean, I'm rapt to see it. Don't get me wrong. I'm rapt to see it.
I understand that you need to have some sort of balance where some blokes need to be, cuddled a bit and given a bit more encouragement, and other guys need to rocket up their ass. But what was the big thing for me in that halftime spray was the two blokes he pointed at. I don't know if you saw who he pointed at, but he pointed straight to Cripper and he pointed straight at Murphy, and he said, for lack of a better phrase, I think it was "our fucking leaders" or "fucking leaders" is what he said, and then it got muted off. And then people making an issue about the umpires. Look, the umpiring was not great, but I was having arguments on Twitter saying I'm more worried about the blokes in navy blue than the blokes in the fluoro vest. In a week game they're going to be making mistakes and stuff. That obviously doesn't help for a team like us who's outclassed. But yeah, just our standards need to get much better. And to give look, Eddie Betts, he's another one, right? I mean, do you honestly think? And I know you're the mediator here, but was that contract that he's got for an extra year, is it justified? I don't think it is on form. I think he's been putrid this second half of the year.
Mate, I agree. I totally agree. I think he's had flashes, but I'm talking like a moment here and there, and I worry about that. Honestly, I worry about the motives behind it. Was it based on form? Was it based on something else? Was there sentiment involved? Was there a marketing appeal involved? I would love there to be a little bit more transparency about the decision for him to go on as a fan. Personally, I don't want to get to next year and we're not booing. We'll never boo Eddie. We love him, but
of course not. No, of course not.
I'd love to know what has actually gone on to make that decision. To be fair,
yeah, I mean, and then you look at someone like Simo, I think Simo's kicked more. He's kicked more goals in the last month than Eddie has. Like he kicked that snag tonight, and it was brilliant to see. But Simo's finished his career hitting the ground running, and Eddie Betts is just limping to the line, mate. He just and then him and Levi, with blokes like that, you're not going to get anywhere, Terry. You are not going to get anywhere persisting with two blokes like that. And I'm not just, it's not they're not the two main blokes who obviously the cause for our demise or anything like that. But hanging on to guys like that at that age, it just where are we going? Where are we going?
That's right.
You know, so it's very, very frustrating to end the year that way. You know, and I think the whole thing about effort is just it's just a bullshit cop out, to be honest, because this year's been a failure, and there's nothing wrong to admit that. I don't think there's anything wrong to admit that this year's been a failure. So we go again next year, mate. That's all we can do. Standards need to increase, and we need to get bigger and better. Simple as that.
Mate, you've spoken so well. I don't know how I'm gonna. I don't know if I'd be able to get the cohesiveness out of myself of what you have just put out. So thanks so much for that.
I'm trying to remain as calm as I can, mate.
Oh shit!
All right, mate. Enjoy the night. I'm sure there'll be plenty of entertainment to come, mate.
Looking forward to when Rocco shows up.
Enjoy. So will I.
See you, mate.
See you, mate.